Welcome to week number 5 of training for a coastal marathon. My name's Run Man Dan. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're off for a 2-hour, 15-minute long run. And we're going for a little loop to the village of Wickham and back. The topic for today's video is equipment. So what have I got in my backpack? What do I take with me for races and long runs? That sort of thing. But for now, we're on the way to Wickham and we've got a bit of trail to run. Let's go. So this that I'm on right now is the Meon Valley Trail, and it goes on for miles and miles all the way up to the South Downs. It's an old disused railway line. Of course the tracks are now long gone, but it's pretty straight. We're not going to be on it for long, but it takes us all the way into the village of Wickham. So training last week, how did it go? We're on week 4 now, aren't we, of training completed, and as usual we started with a rest day on the Monday, and as you know, Tuesday we did the 2-hour long run and we got 18.8 kilometers out of that. Morning, thank you, Ta. Then on Wednesday we did our normal 5k recovery run, nice and gentle. Thursday was a very hard interval session. I got 12 kilometers out of it, but it really took it out of me. Friday was a strength and conditioning session as usual, and then again I did 3 kilometers with my 9-year-old because he wanted to go for another run, summer holidays. Then Saturday was another rest day, and then Sunday we did another 75-minute base run, and we got 11.9 kilometers from that. So we did 50.72 kilometers for the week. Happy with the distance, but only 399 meters of climbing. Now that will be because I forfeited my long run at Queen Elizabeth Country Park to stay local because it was very hot last week. I wanted to get out before it gets really hot, so that's fine, we can mitigate that. I'm local for the long run this week, but Thursday we'll try and do a hill session up there and get the elevation in. Oh, and the 80-20 ratio for training last week was bang on 80-20. So because we upped the interval session from the week before, we got up to that 20%, which is perfect. As long as we keep it like that, we're golden. Okay, we're on this track for about another 500 meters, and then we break off of the village of Wickham and we can start looping back towards home. Let's go. Okay, so we've just gone past the halfway stage, which is 1 hour, 7.5 minutes. We got 10.5k in, so we should hit a nice 21k by the end of this run. So, the topic of this week's video is equipment. What do you keep in your backpack for your long runs and your races? Well, it sort of depends. I'll always have certain things in my backpack, but of course, some races have required items, mandatory kit. This is an awfully maintained footpath. It's barely even here. This is a public right of way. I'm always moaning about footpaths. Oh God, this is awful. Oh, we've got Thistle City as well. Ow. Hang on, I think I've gone the wrong way. There's me moaning. I was on the wrong side of the hedgerow. I went that side. Should have come this side. No wonder I was getting my legs cut to bits. And I have done that before, as in that same mistake. But when I did it before, it was winter. So nothing was overgrown as much. So I had to climb all the way back up that field, get my legs cut up again. So now we're on the proper footpath, and this one is well maintained, to be fair. Oh dear. On we go. This is more like it. So we were talking kit, weren't we? So in my bag, so this is when I go on a long run, I'll obviously always have my fuel and my water, 500 ml of each. If it's anything longer than 15 miles, I'll have a backup water and a backup fuel in my bag, which I can replace halfway through the run. I'll also have my rain jacket. I mean, I'm not wearing it today because it's quite warm as well as wet, and it's nice just to have the drizzle on me to keep me cool. I'll also have some hand warmers. If for whatever reason I get injured on a run and it's winter, I've got some hand warmers which I can crack, and it'll keep my hands warm if I have to walk back or wait for someone. I'll also have a first aid kit for the same reason. Not only me being injured, but if I'm in a race and I come across another runner and they're injured, I might be able to provide assistance. I will also have a couple of snacks. They will always be in my bag. Again, I may need it on a run, I may not, but if I'm injured or lost and I need some food, I've got it in my bag. I'll also have a whistle up here, in one of these pockets. Again, if I'm lost or injured, I can blow on that for assistance. If I'm going to be any running of any sort, early morning or late night, I'll have a head torch. So there's quite a lot of gear that I carry anyway on a long run. You don't have to do that, but I find it's good to be prepared for all eventualities, especially when you're trail running. Like what happened back there? Simple navigation error, could have cut my legs up, anything really. Now for races, the mandatory kit will be a lot more extensive than that. Probably bottoms that are waterproof. You'll have to have cash, fully charged phone with the director's number on it, and the medics. You might have to have a compass. Depending on the race, it depends on what mandatory gear there is. Now I haven't checked the mandatory kit list for the Beachy Head Marathon yet, so we'll do that. I haven't a clue where this flipping path is. Well, that was a nightmare. So I'm glad I didn't film that. I didn't want to ruin all the farmers' week. There's supposed to be a public right of way through there, through that field, but there was no footpath. I didn't want to trample all over his wheat. So I went in the opposite direction, stuck to the tram lines in the hope that I could get out on the edge of the field. I could, but I had to go through the mother horde of stinging nettles. My legs are on fire. Oh, they hurt so much. Then I had to find my way out through some metal fencing. It was a nightmare. And all of that added an extra 1k onto my route, so I'm going to have to shorten the route a little bit, but we're through. See what I mean though? You have to prepare for any eventuality with trail running. I think a stern email to that farmer, because that is 100% a public right of way, and that needs to be upkept. Anyway, we're through. So yes, I was talking about the mandatory kit for the Beachhead Marathon. Now I couldn't find that on their website, so I'm assuming that that's going to be sent to me in an email before the race, but it will have a lot of the stuff that I've already talked about on it. So any questions about kit, anything like that, comment below and I'll do my best to get back to you and help you out. But yes, be prepared, and what a run to show that you have to be prepared. Right, let's get this blasted run done, shall we? Oh, less than an hour to go. Okay, we are done. It is absolutely tipping down now. 2¼ hours done, 21.1 kilometers, which is exactly a half marathon. Really pleased with that. Good start to week 5. We're moving well. If you like this video, please do subscribe for more. Check the playlist out, I'll put the link in the description. You can watch the first 4 if you haven't seen them yet. But we're done for another week. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week, where we're going on a bit of a longer run. Should be fun. And it should be at QE Park. I'll see you then. Bye bye.